Hi guys, Danny T here and welcome to another Tips for Toggers, and today I'm going to talk about the rule of thirds, which is a really excellent compositional tool that you can use in order to make your pictures really great. Now what the rule of thirds does is it takes your frame, that's when you look through your viewfinder or you look on the back of your screen of your camera, it takes your frame and divides it up into three sections of 3 going both way into a grid of 9. Now this was actually mathematical formula, and what it does is it looks to support composition by giving you points in this particular grid where the lines intersect, where if you place your subjects or your objects on those intersecting lines, it generally creates a more pleasing image. And that was tried and tested through all the painters in the Renaissance and lots of mathematicians who tried this formula out. And it's to do with the way that your eye comes into a picture and gets led around the picture. And it's a really great place to start when you're thinking, how do I compose this picture? How do I place the objects and the subjects in this picture in order to look their very best? So let's have a look how it works. First of all, standard image. You're going to plonk your object right in the middle of it. Here's a tree, it's dead center, along the center lines. It's okay, but to be honest, it's a little bit boring, right? What you can do with the rule of thirds is instead you look to align that tree with where the areas of those lines cross or where those thirds happen. So here's an example where the tree now is aligned in the left-hand third. So this one here, and it's aligned along that line, 1/3 from the left of the image, and actually the tree now potentially looks better, and it's a bit more appealing, and creatively it's a bit more dynamic than it was before. Let's have another look at a couple of examples of how that can work too. So how about a landscape where you actually align your areas and your objects in that landscape with multiple lines of intersection? Well, that means it's probably likely it's going to be a very strong landscape photo. Here's an example. You've got a path that's leading from left to right. It comes around, it turns, and it intersects with the bottom right hand intersecting lines right there. The tree is just above that path. That hits the top right hand intersection there. And you've got the sun right here. That sits on the left hand third. So in between all of those elements, you've got lots of intersecting lines, lots of thirds going on, and that can make for a really visually pleasing picture. When you look at landscape photography, especially online, have a look to see how much of it follows the rule of thirds. You'd be surprised just how often that is actually the case. Let's have a look at just a bit of a street photography. Let's say you've got a fence post here, the classic fence post leading away, blur shot. The first post is in focus. You've got these posts here are in focus. They're sitting on your intersecting lines. They're sitting on your third right here. Potentially you could have the top of the fence post sitting on this intersection right here, and the fence posts lead off into the distance, and you align that with your third on the right hand side as well, and that will make for potentially a more visually pleasing result. So the rule of thirds is a really great way to start getting into composition and starting to have a think about how you might lay things out on and in your photos. Is it the end-all rules that you have to choose all the time? No, of course. You can break it, and you should look to break it. But it's a really great place to start. Now, there's lots more rules, not just the rule of thirds, and we'll look at them later on in different videos. But for now, that is your rule of thirds in 2 minutes. I'd love to see the photos that you get out of it. Stick some up on the Facebook page. Don't forget to like my page above and share this and comment below. Thanks all. See you again tomorrow for another Tips for Toggers.